passcode yet. 1989. T-minus 8 minutes and 30 seconds.
Hey everybody. I'm sometimes called Sean. My Twitch handle is secretly a sliver. I'm here with Jeff. How are we doing today, Jeff?
Uh, I'm doing all right. I'm doing all right. How are you doing today?
Well, I just got done with a restream of my own, and I must say I'm glad to not have to sweat that my thing might go down at any second. So
It's
fantastic.
always a plus when you're just doing the comm and not having to do everything, right?
Yeah, yeah, for sure. But I don't know. I like getting these out there. This is a tempered sword bracket match, right?
I think so. Actually, I think it says gold brackets down there at the
Oh, is it?
bottom.
Okay, yeah, it's gold bracket. Cool. Yeah, I'm somewhat familiar with these runners. I've in that I just kind of lurk their channel whenever they're racing. So I think we're in for a good one today.
Oh, Mr. Angry Pants saying this is tempered sword.
All right.
All right.
Well, you get a bottle with a gold B. That's pretty much all you can really ask for in that chest.
Yeah, free 100 rupees if you take over to Kakariko.
Oh, and you get to uh, do the sick kid check right away. Get
Looks
wrecked,
like
sang Crowders.
looks like both runners opting for the uncle start here. Get a nice free sword. Let's go.
You know, I do appreciate that if the sword is on Uncle, that he's like actually holding it.
Doesn't just appear out of thin air like everything else that he holds.
Yeah.
It looks like
Yep.
Flash dumping that bee there in the hallway.
Yeah, this might be the situation that you want to hold on to it a little longer. And yeah, 100% agree here of just running into escape after getting that sword.
Yeah,
You're right here anyway.
if you find a weapon, bombs, hammer, sword, I can definitely agree with doing this. Runners keeping pretty much step with each other. Pretty
That was a nice double spin there by Flash. Can definitely tell that it's been practiced.
they did get some money there, so it doesn't look like that bee is gonna play too much into anything here.
Oh, you never know. Like when you get a 100, like getting the Zora money is still like fairly difficult. I would say getting a 300 is like obviously makes it a lot easier.
Yeah.
So that extra $100 might still end up mattering.
That's true. It could end up being pod money or even dig game money. Looks like Flash is the first one to the ball and chain guard here. I see the 8/strat from him.
Yeah, and we're gonna see I think a one pot here from SweetDancing. Just goes to show like there are multiple strats for just about everything in this game, and a lot of them are pretty a lot of them are like pretty similar time wise, so it's not like you're wasting a whole bunch of time doing a safer strat like in other games.
Exactly. Both runners getting 300 out of Zelda Cell and a nice bow in Sanctuary.
Yeah, I might take that bow straight to Eastern actually. Cause like you're coming back here, like it's a foregone conclusion that you're gonna go to CAC at some point. So I just probably take that bow over to Eastern, try to spike a flute over there, and like you kind of have to do this anyway, right? Or you kind of have to go to Eastern anyway.
Absolutely. Both runners also getting the tier 1 tree pull, which is red rupees, so I don't think we're going to have any money issues.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think that 100 from the B is going to matter anymore, but I mean the point is that it could. Like at this point, now that you know you have money, then now you could release the B. But I don't like releasing it right away like Flash did.
Looks like we got a lumberjack ledge check on the right side, and it was just a blue boomerang, so lumberjack ledge is dead for us.
Yep, just a crooked stick over there. So that will remain there till the end of the game.
Moving on into Blind's hut here, just getting some bombs from the thief drop down. Nice half magic from the mushroom spot too.
Yeah, that's something that no runner is ever going to pass up. It's not required, but you could argue it's pretty required.
Does make a lot of things in the game a lot easier, especially if you're newer to the game.
And I don't think that we've announced it, but this is an all dungeon steed. So we will be seeing every single dungeon in the game, including Aga 1.
So far, nothing real big in Kakariko. We did find another 300.
That hook shot's pretty big.
Yeah. Figures right as I would say it. The game would just prove me wrong immediately.
Oh yes, the game only exists to make you look foolish on live stream.
Another 300 reinforcing 0 money troubles this seed. They've got enough money to do everything.
Yeah, I even got money to spare here. We're gonna get a chicken clip? No, Sag. Technically, there is one bad frame during that animation, but for the memes, for the fans.
Looks like some flippers behind that bomb and chicken hut. Depending on the way our items work out here, we might be seeing an early Swamp Palace.
Yeah, I think for right now, the flippers might just send them to South Shore instead of Eastern Palace.
Yeah.
Flashbang bombs here definitely got the money to spare. Just kind of topping off, just making sure that he's not going to run out.
Yeah, if you've got money to spare, you definitely want to make sure you don't run out of bombs, because there's definitely a lot of need for them, especially early in the game.
I wonder if that means we're going to see the mountain.
Library, just a piece of heart, so nothing there. It looks like we're going to get a peek at race game.
Are you a peeker or a blind checker?
If I have boots, I will peek. If I don't, I usually blind check it. I just feel like with boots, it doesn't cost that much time if I have to go back up, but if I have to walk all the way back and then back into the house from blind checking, I feel like that uses up a little bit more time.
Yeah, I just feel like this early in the game, like, even if that's just 20 rupees or whatever, you're usually gonna want it. Now here with 728, you're not gonna be fluffing a 20, but like yeah, and just if you hadn't already found 200-300 drops, like even just a 20 rupee would be helpful here. So that's why I like blind checking, because, and I don't really like doing the walk of shame after peeking either.
I can definitely understand that. It's always a feels bad moment when you have to walk back and go into the house anyway. Looks like we are getting some divergence here. Flash opting for South Shore.
Yeah, which route do you like better?
If I find a glove, I do opt to check back and escape very often. It is a nice, quick, easy 3 checks.
Yeah, that's kind of a rule that I have in open modes, is that you just always check back and escape after finding the glove. Okay, nice hammer, and we're leaving Dark Cross. I mean, it's out of logic, and it's actually kind of bad to get to, even though you have the key, so...
Yeah. That does just put them 1 item from Dark World access. Just need that Moon Pearl.
The only thing about Dark Cross, though, is you've already done Front of Escape, so you're just isolating that check forever, basically.
Yeah. I feel like if you're leaving it there, it's dead forever. At least in my mind.
Yeah, maybe not forever, because, like, maybe you find yourself on the pyramid with a mirror or something, and then you can clean it up, but yeah, you're not walking that far for...
Alright, now it looks like both are just going to clean up South Shore here. Don't think there was anything of importance in Mini Moldworm Cave.
No, I think it was all junk, but... Powder is interesting. I feel like the bat doesn't really have anything often enough to actually make it a priority, though.
Yeah, that's a long way to go just for that 1 check as well. If you had something else to do in Kakariko area, I could definitely see going back, but just for 1 check.
Yeah, you don't really want to ever go back there until you have Dark World access or a flute.
We see that our ice rod is mirror locked here. It's on Hylia Island. So
Always good to get eyes on that early.
Man Under Bridge just gifted us with more rupees. Thanks for nothing. Looks like Flash is going to finish off the water checks, which makes sense here. You have flippers, you have Zora money, you can knock it all out of the way all at once.
Also has a glove, so Zora is double in logic here. That means it's twice as likely to have progression, right? That's what that means. Definitely sure.
Absolutely. We'll go with that. Finding a tempered sword already, 12 minutes in. Another bottle with a good B.
Man, are we gonna hit bottle percent here? Like...
It looks like the Waterfall Fairy also gifted a good B, which was immediately let go.
Idea that the Master Sword was never tempered. Well, the Master Sword is an ancient sword. It's over 500 years old, so they probably just didn't have tempering technology back then. It's from the first Death Mountain War. That's what the cutscene in the beginning describes.
Oh. I did not know that. Zora, not too much of a scam today, but nothing that we really needed. Just refunds 300 of your rupees. So now in this instance, would you stick in logic or would you go to the middle?
I mean, it's hard to pass up Eastern area when you already have a bow.
I could definitely get behind that thought process, especially in a seed where you have to beat all of the dungeons anyway.
Yeah, if I didn't have a bow here, I would probably consider going out of logic to try and find one, but yeah. Here there's not really anything up the mountain that you would want to find except for boots, and boots can just be pretty much anywhere.
Yeah. And depending on what you find on Easter, you might be headed up to the mountain afterwards anyway. Getting our 300 rupees from Zora on the right-hand side, and on the other side, we're heading into Eastern Palace now. Nothing really in Saha's closet today either. Runner's pretty even for the most part. We do have a hammer on one side that was in the back of Escape. But I'm assuming we will get back there for Flash sooner or later.
Hopefully sooner. Hopefully it doesn't just forget that it exists. I had big problems with that when I was first learning. That's pretty much why the rule exists, that once I find a glove, I just go straight to back of Escape.
Oh, definitely. If I don't check it early, I will completely forget that I have the option to check it. Found a shovel in the first check of Eastern. Not everybody's least favorite item to find, but pretty close.
Yeah, there just seems to be no good time to go check the shovel. Like any time that you do it, it just feels like it's a long time.
Yeah, definitely feels like even if you mirror after checking Stumpy, it still feels like it's a long time just to do that one check.
Yeah, we have to, because it's like what, 5 seconds to mirror, and then you have to like walk up there to dig it up, and then you have to mirror back, so it ends up being like, I don't know, 15 seconds.
Yep.
Which doesn't sound terrible when you put it that way, but
when you think about that, most of that 15 seconds is you standing still, and it does make it sound worse.
yeah.
So far, we have found a big key and a compass and a shovel. I didn't see what was in the second chest, or the third chest in the dungeon. But we'll see it again here shortly. Vanilla big key chest, holding the map. Okay, it was just a heart piece in the third chest, which means our final item is on the boss. This is one of those situations where I like to take the 50-50 check, but I know that not everybody is in that same mindset.
Yeah, it's... I understand that the science has been done, and I get the thought process behind it, but I just can't bring myself to do it. Even with no boots, like, I'm just so afraid of leaving something there. And again, the walk of shame just feels bad.
Yeah. So far, it has not hurt me yet. I know it will one day eventually, but so far it hasn't. Flash having a little trouble. Had to put like 6 or 7 arrows in that first Igor in the dark room.
Yeah,
But
it's really hard to judge like how close you are to the Igor and until he's like basically sitting on your face and then it's all over from there. So you kind of have to be a little bit of a wuss, I guess, to make that room consistent.
no, absolutely. It was a pretty difficult dark room for me to learn when I first started.
Oh,
Definitely not the hardest of dark rooms, but
we're using the gold B. Let's go. Get him, B. All right,
I'll
finally
empty
got
out the room.
Okay, Flash went to Sank. Let's see if this is back of escape. It is. Cool. I mean, you kind of have to do back of escape before you go up the mountain here.
Absolutely.
And we will probably. I mean, we might see Dark Cross here because there is definitely an item there. There's a key and a map both back here.
Ops to not
right.
do the Dark Cross.
Dark Cross dead forever for both runners.
SweetDancing having a little bit of trouble in that Igor dark room there. Finally coming out though.
Yeah, I saw the bee and the flailing a little bit, but I didn't see. Did he just get lost trying to get out? Couldn't find the pot.
Yeah, it's finding the pot in the door is definitely difficult sometimes.
Yeah, that is like that pot in particular is the most annoying part of any dark room, in my opinion.
I really like this play from Flash. This is when I opt to check Lumberjack Ledge most of the time. Is when I'm on my way up to the mountain.
Yeah, I think there's still an argument that there will be better chances to check it. Because I mean, I'm just waiting until Ag is in logic at this point. Because like Pearl on Pyramid is just so rare that I don't even really consider it when thinking about an Aga 1 play.
Fair enough. So, where do you think our flute lamp is? Because I believe there's only 2 checks where it could be. Or where they could be. So I think
I think Agina's got the lamp because everybody be hating on my boy Agina.
I apologize. There are 3 checks because it could be Shovel, Bat, or Agina.
I don't know about that save and quit on Flash's side because yes, on the one hand you want the save and quit point, but on the other, like if you're taking the time to save the old man out of logic, you might as well just go see the other out of logic check.
Yeah, especially because you have Hookshot, you have Hammer, you can clear almost all of Light World Death Mountain.
Yeah. Like if you're gonna search for your logic, then that's fine. Oh, simul save and quit, nice. Like if you want to search for your logic, that's fine, but like don't do the dark room out of logic first.
Opting to do the shovel check and then go back to the mountain.
Did SweetDancing stream crash or is he just on the menu screen forever?
Let's see.
Sync and quit.
Sync and quit. I like it.
Yeah. Okay. Big think there. I think maybe he just doesn't know what to do.
Super think OP strat. It can be sometimes. It does work occasionally. Let's see. Looks like we're opting to do the bat and then go to the mountain afterwards.
I think if you're gonna do bat here, you need to be prepared to do Agina before going up the mountain. Like, again, if you want to search for your logic, that's fine, but you need to search everywhere for it.
Master planned the whole game during that pause. Could be. Busted out a notepad, wrote everything down that he wanted to do. See if it pays off.
Pearl.
Just a heart piece. That means our logical item is on Agina.
And it's the flute, because we just found the lamp. Everybody be hating on my boy Agina.
It looks like he is gonna follow your thought process. He's gonna complete that search for his logic.
I mean, again, you're either going to break logic, in which case you need to clear the whole mountain, or you're gonna try and stay in logic, in which case you need to just do every check that's available. So this could actually be huge unless Flash realizes what that out of logic lamp represents. Because if I find a lamp on an out of logic mountain climb, you bet your ass I'm going back in logic right away and trying to find that flute.
Absolutely. With the items that we have, though, this doesn't necessarily have to be the flute. This could be the moon pearl too.
It is. Okay, so Flash is just gonna have to make that walk at some point. Yeah, now that feels even worse, because, like, now that you did find your Moon Pearl in logic, like, now you can put off Death Mountain until you have both flute and mitts.
Looks like they're still opting to go up to the mountain. It could definitely say I do not agree with this play when I've got access to Pipe Cave and all of that.
You just spent how much time getting your logic, and now you're gonna go break your logic? I think you should stick to your game plan here.
Absolutely. Especially, again, if you can do dark rooms, you have a fully completable pod that you can go into, so...
Yeah, we can also, like, if that's not your jive, then, like, we have a fully completable Thieves Town as well.
I'm a big fan of trying to limit your Death Mountain climbs as much as possible.
Yeah, like, you make this play because you want to get ahead of your logic, but I almost always take Dark World access over the out of logic mountain. It just represents so many more checks, and I know Paradox Cave is dense, and it's tempting to want to go over there, but I don't think this is the time for SweetDancing.
No. It's only one more check than you're going to get at a Hype Cave, which is most likely where you're going to start when you have Game or Dark World access anyway, so...
Well, it's two more, but if you do Hype Cave, you're not only doing Hype Cave, right? You're probably doing Stumpy and Dig Game too. So it ends up being the same amount of checks and probably fairly close to the same amount of time to get there, because it takes forever to walk over Paradox.
Yep. And yes, Lamp was in Paradox Cave, which dancing will be getting you here any second. Please feel free to follow the runners. Go show them some support, help them out, watch them.
Yeah, SweetDancing is up on the screen. That's what he goes by in Discord, but his channel is Steinken, and then Flash is just Flash. Or Flash AM. My fault.
Collecting our second crystal over here for Flash from Hera.
Yeah, always good to check something off. Like I'm not 100% sure how concerned about logic you are at this point. Like, are you really gonna leave Hera uncleared because it's out of logic? Like, I think the answer to that is almost universally no. Is Aga required? Both Aghanim fights are required because this is an all dungeons goal. So we will be seeing both evil wizard fights. And wouldn't that be a twist if he just turned out to be a big pig in disguise?
Nothing in Spiral Cave there. I imagine Flash is going to end up collecting that Moon Pearl rather soon here. Most likely headed that way now because they already did the shovel check.
Question from chat, Jeff. Is there any particular reason you would opt for Hype Cave instead of the East Town and Vu?
Having a bow and a hammer means I have a completable pod, so I'm gonna put Hype Cave together with pod, and that to me is just a denser, faster check area than going to Village of Outcasts and Thieves Town.
It's really not, but I agree with you that like you just go do pod, and then you're probably just planning to, because you don't have mirror, you're just planning to walk out, and then you can just hook across there.
The other big thing for me there is I like to try to have both dungeons completable when I go over to Village of Outcasts if I can. So I'd like to find a fire rod in pod, but
That is true, yeah. Well, you also want to find a fire rod in pod because, you know, Dark Turtles sucks without it.
yeah.
I guess you have ether, so it won't be that bad, but still not great.
Hair crystal collected over on SweetDancing side.
All right. Yeah, definitely gonna clean up Spiral here, but interesting to see where he goes after that.
Looks like Flash is opting for the Village of Outcasts play here. I'm curious if they dip the front of Skull Woods or if they just go right into VOO here.
Are you a Dunka truther, or do you sometimes skip Skullwoods?
In an AD, I'm not really sure. I'm always dipping the front of Skullwoods if it's just an open or a Kaz Boots, especially if Skullwoods is a pendant, because there's a good chance I'm never going to the boss anyway.
Would you do Spike Cave out of logic? I'm gonna say no, because the way that you had to route that mountain, you're basically setting up a coin flip for Spike Cave versus Spiral Cave, and you know, the Spiral Cave is the one that's in logic, so that pretty much wins out every time.
And also, in this particular instance, they don't have the health to do Spike Cave because both of their bottles are empty. And no boots, so...
Yeah, so you need, what, 14 to get through?
Yeah.
I mean, they do have 10, which... not nothing, but still not enough.
That was a nice statue room by Flash there.
Right, and what Bitey said in chat here, you're not orphaning the check, it just becomes part of Dark Death Mountain instead of Light Death Mountain.
So it looks like Flash opting for the front of Skullwoods and SweetDancing opting to go straight into Village of Outcasts.
Yeah, and this is why I don't like ever dipping front of Skullwoods like this, because you either have to seal that key or you have to be prepared to save and quit if you get locked out.
That is fair. I believe that's only happened to me once or twice, but it definitely can happen.
Oh, baby. Okay, never mind. I didn't see the third pendant. But yeah, both the dungeons over here are pendants, and we're only one item away from both. What if Fire Rod is in Skull Woods? Then I last locate it. Just that simple, basically.
I would say, at least in my mind, the biggest thing that helped me get better was just finding a routing that I liked and sticking to it and not just constantly changing it. Now, obviously, if I get items that are telling me to go different places, that's different, but I use the same base routing every time that I play.
So SweetDancing, taking a couple extra screen transitions there, you kind of want to limit those because I know in my case, like, I didn't really count screen transitions as taking time because they just happen, right? Like they don't really matter because everybody's gonna do them. But you can save a significant amount of time by trying to limit your screen transitions. So in that case, SweetDancing took the shorter path that has more screen transitions, but the longer path is actually the faster one by about 3 seconds.
And that's one of those instances, again, like you hear 3 seconds and you don't think it adds up to much, but when you're doing it in several different places throughout the game, it adds up after a while.
Look, I can do a lot of things in 3 seconds, and I have access that can back that up.
Absolutely. It's kind of a discussion I had the other day when I had Coin Chaser helping me learn all of the quick warp spots for the mirror and the Dark World.
Yeah,
portals.
that's another thing that only saves like 7-ish seconds in NMG, but in Rando, like you're just warping a whole lot more. So you need to know stuff like where to enter the portal from.
"30 frames of portal adds up."
Bitey, correct me on this if I'm wrong, but I think it's 34? "34 frames per quick warp.
So far, Thieves Town not yielding really anything, unfortunately for the runners.
Yeah, this hurts less in AD because you were always doing this, but if this was not AD, this would feel really bad. Like having a pendant Thieves Town outside of AD just feels bad in the first place because you have to make that decision, right? Because the back four are so slow. They're so slow, and there's no real way to make them faster outside of boots, but you can't really ever rely on grabbing boots at any given point.
Looks like the runners are going to get a break from checking big chests, as it is going to have the small key in it.
Yeah, so an interesting logic thing there. If the small key is inside of the big chest, that means that blind is logically hammer locked. So if you're in here without a hammer, and you see that the small key is in the big chest, then whatever you get from blind is behind the hammer, and that can be really important to know.
That is definitely very useful information. I'm going to be honest, I don't even think I knew that until right now. Just goes to show you can play the game forever and still not know
Yeah.
a lot of stuff about it.
Hearts on the stun drop is always a fun time.
All right, Sweet Dancing up to 2 crystals and a pendant.
So again, small key in the big chest, in the Thieves' Town big chest, means that blind is hammer locked. Because theoretically, you can take the pot keys and use them in such a stupid way that you can lock yourself out of blind cell. Which would hard require you getting the hammer.
I do think that's one nice thing about this game, is that it sets its logic in such a way that you could play as dumb as possible and still be able to complete the game.
Yeah, without glitches. Yes, yes, if you find, like, say, a Cane of Samaria on blind, then you know that Vitreous can't have your hammer, or something like that. Yeah, so don't follow it to Swamp looking for the hammer. It's rare that it ever comes up, but it is valuable, and especially if, like, Thieves' Town is a red crystal and you're looking for, like, a hammer and pyramid fairy or something, that can tell you whether it's able to be there or not.
Just a piece of heart on dig game. We're gonna get South Dark World here from Sweet Dancing.
Got a blue side up now. Is that a shiny?
I do believe that is actually the shiny color for Psyduck.
Makes sense, because they would be opposite on the palette. At least for the Game Boy Color.
Okay. Shiny Psyduck looks great. Shiny Golduck does not look great, however, because it's already...
Oh, no.
Oh. Instantly to red mail. So as a whole, Village of Outcast, Skull Woods, Hype Cave, all yielding a big fat nothing. Unfortunate.
Yeah, but unfortunately that's just a walk that you have to do. But it is looking more and more like Pod is the answer. Or dare we mention the fish?
I don't know what you mean. The fish never has items. I feel like...
Looks like Sweet Dancing might be a catfish truther. Or just hates Pod.
I feel like in this case, I'm checking catfish just because I know something's got to be on this side of Dark World.
Yeah, leaving Pod till last location isn't terrible, because then you're guaranteeing that that your progression is in Pod by doing this, and you're guaranteeing that you're not going to orphan catfish this way. Now, there's an argument that you'll get catfish when you get Graveyard Ledge, but I will fire back and say, are you really? Are you really? gonna go all the way to Catfish after going all the way to Graveyard Ledge? I don't think you are.
I would say most people will last locate Graveyard Ledge, as opposed to many other locations.
Oh yeah, I do all the time. I hate that check.
Now, I'm not sure what's going on here.
He's walking out the pod. Not 100% sure that this is faster than walking to the portal. Because you've already checked Pyramid. Like, if you hadn't checked Pyramid, then walking out would be fine, because you need to do that check anyway, but... Yeah, I think it's just faster to save and quit and go through the portal.
That was absolutely my thought process there. I feel like with what they've done, I either get here and I go right to pod as Flash is doing, or I do Pyramid Catfish. Flash doesn't know this, but this is, of course, from our point of view, the correct choice, because we know there was nothing on Pyramid or Catfish.
Yeah, and pairing Pyramid with Catfish is a lot better than pairing, like, the next closest check, which is Graveyard Ledge. They need a mirror and a fire rod for pedestal right now.
Kiki given a small hop on Flash's side and a medium hop on SweetDancing side.
For anybody wondering about Kiki hops, just click on that link that Helpasaur just posted in the chat. TLDR, it's only RNG based. It is RNG based, but there's no like useful information that we can get from it. Like we can't say like how the RNG is seeded from it, and it doesn't affect anything else in the game. It's just fun to keep track of.
I also love the name of the command. Our runner's back to pretty much even now.
Yeah, the only difference here is that SweetDancing has those two checks in hand, but...
And Flash did the front of Skullwoods. Those are our differences right now. Pod needs something. No, they have everything they need for Pod.
Yeah, they can get everything here. But yeah, it's pretty much required that something has to be here, because I don't think we have anything else.
Yeah, Pod has to have something.
I wonder if it's just that flute to put you on the mountain. Because our lamp's still out of logic at this point.
It could be, but I think we'd still need something else here too. So I believe between the two runners, we've covered all of the checks that are available.
Yeah, okay, there's the myths. Yeah, I mean, I more meant that the flute is probably here because the game wants you to come in here to get the flute to go and get the lamp to come back later.
Yeah.
Even though that's a very silly thing and no one would ever do that.
No, but the game really wants you to sometimes. Unfortunate fall there.
Yeah, I think, I want to say it was on purpose, but Flash keeps getting double hits on the switch with those bombs, and yeah, just walk out at this point. Oh, no.
Oh no.
Just one of those days.
Fourth time lucky. I thought we might be ready to see a hammer jump there, but it looks like he was just opening the door. They don't have the big key yet, so I guess that makes more sense.
Yeah, the only time you should hammer jump is if you already have the big key. Even in NMG, especially in NMG.
Armless Hellway is an item here. Could just be the big key.
So yeah, I would have hammer jumped there, but I'm actually not sure which is faster.
Gonna want to take a lot of hits on the way down to this big chest here.
So the thing is, and this is not an AD thing. This is just like a normal thing. Like, you want to wait until you have the big key because A, the big chest is there, and yes, your big key could be in the dark maze, but like the reason that you're hammer jumping in the first place is to try and skip a key, right? So in a key shuffle mode, so in key sanity, you always want to hammer jump that because then you don't have to find pod 6. Like, this is the only thing. The big chest and the 2 small chests are the only things that that pod 6 locks. So you either don't hammer jump and make yourself find pod 6 to go to the boss, or you do the hammer jump, get the stuff, and then go from there. Then you can full clear pod with only 5 keys. 4 if you clown.
The nice thing about the enemies in that room is they do 1 heart of damage. Always.
Yeah, the Kondongos always do 1 heart of damage, doesn't matter you're male. Not a lot of stuff around here that's gonna do 1 heart, even on blue male, and Flash has red, so. Yeah, so the other reason to delay pod like this is because you don't have that mirror, then like routing pod kind of sucks without a mirror. That's just a fact. Like, there are a lot of runners that won't even touch pod unless they have a mirror.
It is way quicker with a mirror and much easier to route. SweetDancing into the Helmless War fight here. Flash not too far behind. Just in the Terrapin room. SweetDancing using the sword extension on the hammer.
You know, I don't remember when I learned that the proper name for the turtles is Terrapin, but I rolled my eyes so hard that they're still stuck there to this day. Is this Smith chain? I'm gonna guess no. Mostly because you don't really want to go to that part of the world again until you have a fire rod. And then again, we don't really have much left.
Rename my OP strat to Bitey Terrapin. It is pretty close to dead even. There's just a couple of checks difference. Flash has done Skullwoods. SweetDancing did Pyramid and Catfish.
Do you do DDM first before Smith? No, because it's out of logic. I just go straight to Smith because you're looking for that flute, and you really want that flute right now. Yeah, for those of you just joining, both runners are pretty sparse on checks here. Oh, we're doing Big Bomb. Okay.
I actually respect this in this situation because you know you just found your progression that had to be in pod, so
Yeah, and you like the myths open a lot, but not without that like without a mirror the myths checks kind of suck, and without I don't remember what I was gonna say. Can Fire Rod be flute? Can Fire Rod or flute be Fat Fairy? I don't believe that flute can, because it's locked behind the because Big Bomb was locked by the amp. But it could be Fire Rod for sure.
this play makes even more sense for Flash once I remembered that they haven't done Pyramid or Catfish. This is a very
That is true. Yeah, this is actually a much better situation to check Pyramid and Catfish. You just drag the Big Bomb up.
unfortunately nothing in the red bomb. We did find silver arrows and hammer pigs.
Yeah, not gonna pass those up for sure. Because you know you're finding a flute soon, like that's actually really, really good because you're presumably going to be fighting Vitreous soon as well.
So I'm assuming something on Smith Chain. It does feel bad to do Smith Chain without mirror, but
Yeah, but that's like with the mountain being out of logic and you don't have strong fire for ice, like this is the only Mitzlock check that we really have, and there's our mountain access. And here's the question though, do you follow through and take the purple chest down, or do you just go straight to Meyer here?
I leave purple chests so often. If I have flute smiths, I'm going to check Meyer Shed.
Yeah, I agree. Purple chest is just dead forever. Like the amount that you have to walk to get back to it at this point is not significantly, like, will not significantly get smaller by having another item. So like you can just flute back here at any time, presumably with a mirror in hand, and you're not really losing much by doing that.
Exactly, and also we have to come back over here to do Skullwoods at some point. Like,
True. I think even if you come back to the Skullwoods, you're not necessarily looking to come all the way down here to go and grab one check, right?
yeah, no, I am 100% last locating something that's in purple chest in this situation.
Yeah, Flash has cleared every check in the game except for Smith Chain, and is probably just trying to get ahead of the logic here by ripping a mirror out of somewhere.
And there are 6 checks up here, so it's not a terrible play by any means. You've got a hook shot, you've got Super Bunny you can do.
Yeah, and it's pretty glaringly obvious that your next progression thing is the flute, right? Like that it just has to be. So might as well just kind of get ahead of it and try to make that collection a little faster. Oh baby. You opened TR and now we found a cane. Are we pulling the trigger? I would. I 100% would.
Yeah, because if you get the one check on the front and it's not a small key, then you just leave.
That's exactly why, because you can get kicked out of there really fast, and you've already opened it, so you might as well, right?
SweetDancing opting to do the red bomb before checking Meyer area with that flute.
If you pull Fire Rod here, are you going to TR? No, actually, I'm looking for my mirror somewhere else because we know Ice Rod is on Hylia.
If I didn't know where Ice Rod was, I'm probably going to the back of TR.
Yeah, probably just full clearing in that case. But since we know that the Ice Rod is 100% off the mountain, then
All right, well, let's see. This is either a small key or we're leaving.
it's a big key. We're out of here. Yeah, it's on Hylia. But this mirror seems to be dodging us pretty hard.
Opting to Death Orb. I'm guessing this might be a spike cave.
This has to be Spike Cave. I don't think they can make it.
I don't know what's in all of their bottles, so
True, they might be sitting on a potion, but without at least a fairy, you're not gonna make it on 13 hearts. Do they have a net? No, they don't. Oh, and didn't even get the health fill. So okay, they have a blue potion. All right, so they'll be able to make it then. Yeah. So for those who don't know, that circle of bushes, the north, south, east, and west bush each have a 50-50 chance to drop either a heart, a fairy, or a green rupee. And then if you powder the other 4 bushes, then you can. Then they also have a 50-50 chance to drop a fairy. I agree, Flip. Mirror could just be in TR, but I think I try to save the time there. Oh, we're going Dark Cross.
looks like it.
This is huge if it's something, because SweetDancing already found his progression. I don't think he's. I think this is just dead forever now, for him.
So the next progressive item after that flute is either here or it's in Meyer area.
Yeah, this is definitely not a call that I would make, but this is an out. Like, Flash is making this an out for himself right now. Okay, it ends up being nothing, but that could have been exciting.
It's like Dancing gonna head to the Meyer area and Flash gonna go collect his flute.
Yeah, I mean, Mirror just has to be here, right?
Yeah.
We've already seen everything else. Is that Ether for Meyer? Is it Ether for both?
Yes, it is Ether.
All right. Yeah, there's your mirror.
So we're just looking for Fire Rod, maybe a boot. Now, do you, finding that mirror, do you do DP first or do you go right into Meyer?
Uh, mm, I don't know. I'd probably just do Meyer. Because, I mean, at the very least, we still need a fire rod. So you're basically just full clearing Meyer anyway.
Zen in chat pointing out that Spike Cave could not have been the mirror because we saw the cape on Floating Island and Cane of Berna on Speck Rock.
True, but I don't think that you leave Spike Cave there. I think you just kind of have to do it if you can.
Yep. I don't believe, I mean, I saw both items, but I did not put two and two together, so I do appreciate that. But it very well still could have been the fire rod. Alright, looks like Flash on his way to get his flutes. And of course, when you're not trying to go mode Meyer, where do you find the big key? First chest.
Of course.
And when you're trying to go mode it, it will undoubtedly be in cutscene chest. Now, I feel like if I'm Flash, I definitely don't do purple chest here because I've literally done everything else. I just go right to the Meyer area.
Yeah, I think purple chest might have been a bit too much of like an overclear.
Yeah. Because you know you're pretty much looking for Mirror, and Mirror's going to give you access to 3 dungeons immediately. So, because you're going to be in Mire, the Mirror gives you access to Desert, and it gives you access to Swamp. So, and hopefully you find your Fire Rod early in those sequence of checks and not later, but looks like Flash is opting to do the purple chest.
Once you find the first item, do you just gamble Vidi?
Meyer,
If I know I don't need the boots, then no. But I don't know that yet.
for me, that's a hard call to make in Mire. In the other dungeon, I probably gamble the boss, but the front of Mire is just so long to do.
Yep. We already know what's on purple chest.
Yeah. Checking DP first wouldn't have been a bad thing. I tend to agree, just because if you find the fire rod,
I think either way is valid.
Yeah.
Like if you want to save a couple mirror portals, you just go right into Mire, and then if you want to check if you're looking for boots or not, then you can go into Desert.
fortunately, no fire rod means no spooky, so flipping all the
Yeah.
switches back.
I don't I don't think that's a reason to stay out of Mire, though. Maybe that's more of a reason to go up to Desert and see if you can rip a Fire Rod out of there, but I don't think Fire Rod status should influence you in Mire at all. I think if you're gonna do Mire, then you should just do it.
No, both plays are definitely correct here. Just depends on the seed.
Alright. I was really hoping that we didn't get a tactical mirror there, but
Almost skipped the lightning cycle, but still not too bad of a fight here. Fortunately, Mire not having our fire rod that we're looking for, so on to Desert. Not a lot of differences in the seed. The game kind of forced you to go to where the items were. Didn't really give you a lot of choices here. Now we'll see our first check here to tell us if the game is boots locked. Big keys here, we might be safe, but that just depends. It is not the big key, so
yeah, mushroom. That do be a fetch quest.
so we do know we also need boots now, so we have to add another item to our checklist.
Which was admittedly short to begin with.
Yeah.
Alright, well.
Game just couldn't let him have it easy.
What's left?
Swamp Palace.
Oh, swamp. Okay.
So this has to have at least one of our two items that we need in it. It could have both, but
Yeah, green pendant swamp even.
yeah.
I mean, you don't pass up the easy Mire Desert play, even though you got the mirror. So
You could also get Bombos here. That is true.
isn't that a meme? Like one fire source is behind the other one.
Fire locked fire. We have a chance for our sword beam as well. We could find our butter sword here in Swamp Palace. All right. If it in here, we of course know this first chest is going to be a small key. Waste money in the banana stands.
Where do you want fire rod? Usually I would say Mimic Cave, but I would, but we already know that's not an option, so.
Yeah, we are pretty low on places that it can actually be. It has to be here, or desert, or ice. Those are the only locations that it can be.
Yeah, because between the two of them, we full cleared the overworld.
And it locks Ped, so it can't be on Ped, so. Worst place for them would be the Ice Palace boss. So that's
Oh.
definitely where both of them are going to end
Oh.
up last.
I know where I want Fire Rod to be. GT Big Chest. Because it's not. Oh wait, it can't be. Never mind.
If
We need
TR
it-
wasn't a
we need it
crystal.
for TR, yeah. I got excited.
Alright.
Can anything even be in GT? I don't think so, right? We just need the Fire Rod for Skull.
Yeah, I just need the Fire Rod and the boots, but the boots have to be before GT because Desert's a crystal, so.
Fire Rod cannot be in TR because we've already checked TR.
Yeah. Unfortunately, getting hit trying to do the diver down, pushing the block upwards.
Yeah, it seemed like he released the diagonal, which causes the block to get pushed upwards. So that's just, I mean, that could be a controller issue. It could be your thumb twitched.
Yep.
Could be a number of things.
Welcome in to anybody just joining us. Race is still pretty close. Dancing definitely has a lead here. We're looking for Fire Rod and Boots. We're down to a few locations where they could be. They have to combine to be in between Swamp Palace, Ice Palace, and Desert. There's the Fire Rod on left side swamp. So now the boots could be anywhere.
Yeah, you definitely wanted to find the boots before the Fire Rod here.
Yeah.
Because now you just have to full clear the rest of the game and you have to walk it. Ugh. Gross.
Boot can be pet, yes. Could also be on TR boss.
All right, we have the fillet. Everybody can calm down now.
The good thing for these runners is this is an AD, so you had to complete these dungeons anyway. So
Well, plus your last pendant is coming from Skullwood, so even if it is ped, you're right there. You can just mirror to it.
absolutely.
Flash getting the unfortunate news that boots are required.
The boots can't be on which. Dancing already checked that it's just a fat 20 rupees. Flash doing the same, filling the pots with blue potions. That's the drug lady. Unfortunately, boots can't be in GT because Desert is a crystal and it is locked by the boots. There is the Bombos. Somebody did say they'd find that in Swamp. Unfortunately, we found the Fire out there too. So.
Well, that counts for Rule of Fire, right? Fire Rod is required to beat Arcus. Ooh, dancing going to 45 here. I think I don't think I'm interested in any of this overworld. Just go clear your dungeons.
Left Eye
Like-
Swamp Skipper gets hecked. Absolutely. Because they could get that Bombos and just leave.
That is true. Oh no. Oh no. uh because you need 2 items and the big key is in the front here, I think most people just do it. The left side swamp, that is.
Yeah, I feel like I'm going. I don't know if I'm turning in Green Pennant before Ice. I know where my Ice Rod is, so I'm gonna grab that. And I'm already
Yeah,
gonna be right there.
Because
So
you know where Ice Rod is, then yeah. Brave would do K45. I guess she's braver than I am.
all in the name, right? I mean, it's not too long of a walk from Swamp. It's definitely faster with boots, but
Yeah, but see that argument is kind of a slippery slope because literally everything gets faster with boot. So you can't be putting off too many checks just because it's faster with boots, or else you're never going to collect anything.
it's absolutely true.
Plus, like you said, like the boots could be literally anywhere in the game right now because we know it's not locking anything. Except for the Desert Crystal.
Yeah, it could be Green Pin, it could be Ped. I think they found both the items in Skullwoods, but it could be TR. Yeah, it can absolutely be in TR. It can be anywhere in TR because we know that the Ice Rod is on Lake Hylian. So,
Alright, Flash not getting baited by the left side swamp skip. And yeah, like I said, if you get the big key in the front like that, you kind of just have to do left side swamp because it just makes it all the more efficient.
okay, small key after Icebreaker Room. So it should be a pretty quick, efficient Ice Palace here. That's our first item, because the other two were both keys.
Yeah, it is funny to see how standardized Icebreaker has become. Like, that's pretty much one of the first things that any rando runner will learn, for good reason.
This Ice Palace is a disaster.
Like, I had, I don't know, like 24 mentees over the course of this tournament. I did not have to teach one of them how to Icebreaker. They already knew. That's how universal it is now.
This dungeon specifically is why I look at Coin weird when he tells me that he's doing GDO.
Well, you can't do this in NMG, also. Or yeah, you can't do that in NMG either. So GDO does rule. GDO stands for Glitchless Dungeon Order. It is a Link to the Past speedrun where you are required to finish the game glitchless and in the vanilla order of the dungeons. Meaning the 3 pendants in the normal order, and then Pod, Swamp, Skull, Thieves, ice, Meyer, TR.
Glitchless means completely glitchless. No bomb
Yep.
jumps.
Glitchless means completely glitchless. You have to do everything honestly. Which, and because of the dungeon order requirement, it forces you to do Master Sword Moth, which is
A thing.
kind of, yeah, it's a thing. Especially on 9 hearts, it can get sweaty, but yeah, GDO is also best run on later versions of the game because then you're not able to accidentally do a glitch that would disqualify you. Because a lot of the stuff that we do in NMG is 1.0 exclusive.
Yep. And arguably, Ice Palace is the worst dungeon in GDO because I don't know how many people know the actual glitchless route, but it's not good. SweetDancing collecting our crystal from Ice Palace here. No boots. So,
I know, yeah. I would probably just get disqualified for doing stuff, but the funniest one that I've seen, it was when Foxless hookshot clipped through the block at the top of GT.
Yep.
Like, imagine doing a 95-minute speed run and then you DQ your run like 2 minutes before the end.
And it's just some stuff that is probably muscle memory at this point. A hammer
Yeah,
dash, a bomb
for
jump.
sure.
Like,
Yep.
where is dancing going here?
Graveyard Ledge. When
Could
you're
be.
desperate, you're desperate. Oh, maybe never check Bumper Cave?
Could be.
That would make this make more sense, but I think you just have to take the TR density here.
Yeah. I feel like it's Bumper Cave into Skull Woods here, maybe. Yeah. I guess you're just hoping it's on pet at this point. Try to save yourself the mountain climb. Oh, you know, this makes more sense now that I think about it, because Dancing is the one who hasn't checked Skullwoods at all. So,
True. DP is indeed boots locked. That's why we're not in GT right now. This is why I'm slowly being converted to the only play boots modes cult. Like, yes, boots, like wild boots can make seeds logically interesting, but sometimes you don't want to spend 40 minutes looking for them.
sometimes you don't want to find your boots in GT Big Chest. You know?
True. I am not a fan of Walking Simulator. Although I would say Walking Simulator would be the Lord of the Rings films. All right, now everybody can grab their pitchforks.
I thought Walking Simulator was that video game that had the guy from The Walking Dead. Can't think of the name of it for the life of me right now, but like Death Stranding, that's the one. Thank you.
Death Stranding. Turns out we have a lot of walking simulators. Oh
I mean,
no! Have either of these runners turned in their green pendant? What if boots are just vanilla?
They have not turned in the green pendant yet, no. Let's be honest, though. If there was a game that was just called Walking Simulator, people would pick it.
Oh, for sure.
Nice butter sword on Moth here.
Unfortunate placement for that, because if she would just give it to you before the fight, she would be invincible.
Blind Pedpole? Oh, yeah. If you're already here, I don't bother checking out
Yeah,
the book.
like, plus I don't think we have the book.
It's true, we don't.
But yeah, if you're, like, why waste time reading the thing? If it's something you need, then you might as well just pull it. And then, yeah, there's the $50. Ultimately, I don't know how much time that cutscene takes, but ultimately, like, if you're in that area at all to begin with, like, you probably just want the item.
Who's excited for a book in TR to lead to the boots?
Oh, on Bombo's tablet? Yuck. Yuck. Why would you say such a thing?
I've only seen book on pedestal one time in all of the seeds that I've watched.
I've seen it a few times, but, like, I think it should be a requirement that if you pull the book off a pedestal, then you should have to read the hint. Because it says, "Isn't this a paradox?" And it's a fun little piece of rando history. When rando first came out, people thought you needed the book to pull the pedestal, and people got, like, locked out of their seats because they didn't think ped was possible.
Interesting. That doesn't surprise me, though.
Well, think about it. Like, you need the book for desert, so you always have it in the vanilla game, so it makes sense, right? Because you can use the book there, but nope, that has never been a requirement to pull the pedestal.
Alright, dancing going right into TR here.
Oh yeah, needing a sword for Meyer and TR entry is huge for, like, piloting. Gotta make sure you,
Tell you what's a feels bad man moment is when you're playing a seed with your friends and you all go to check ether tablet to see what it is because you don't have a sword, and then an item falls down.
if you don't have a sword, how is an item falling off of ether tablet?
It's hammerless, or it's swordless.
Oh no.
No.
This is why you don't play mystery. And there's our boot.
Boots in. First check. Let's go. That is go mode for SweetDancing.
Yeah, and you have to think that Flash is gonna get that also.
Yep.
Like, immediately. Like, there's, like, Flash is probably gonna pull pedestal and just follow in SweetDancing's footsteps here. Scottish Brave, you did indeed call that shit. So, Bitey, did we ever get that branded merchandise deal? If we, Flash not, I think he did. I think the tracker's just asleep at the keyboard. Flash has definitely done ice as well.
Yeah, they should all have the same dungeons. It should just be the Skullwoods mountain climb difference here.
Yeah, when you spend an hour and a half without the boots, it's hard to remember that you have them.
Yeah, they both did Mire before Desert. Both runners did.
Yeah, I remember Flash being in Desert and seeing that it's boot locked. We already have the boot scan. It's roller chest left. Did Dancing skip left side swamp? I don't think he did.
No. No, because the fire run.
Oh, right side Mire. Okay. Yeah. I just see left side and my brain auto completes the swamp.
Looks like Flash may be walking out to do that graveyard. Let's check.
Okay. To me, that's just dead forever. But if you are going to get it, then this is the best time.
This is going to give Dancing a pretty significant lead here.
Yeah, it's pretty much an entire TR of a lead.
Yeah. So what's that, a mountain climb plus TR, like 8-9 minutes?
I don't think it's quite that much because go mode TR like in NMG, that whole segment is like 7 minutes, which is just like the way I do it. It's just the mountain climb and the dungeon. But that's with boots, so maybe like 7.5.
Not too bad of a fight there from Dancing. Did forget that he had Butter Sword, so didn't switch to the fire on before the first head started exploding, but no big deal.
Alright, are we gonna run to GT with only 6 crystals? Or are we gonna remember that Desert needs done? Oh, we remembered.
It looks like
I have never ever in my life gone to GT with only 6 crystals. Never.
never.
Is that
Definitely
believable?
didn't just do it like 2 weeks ago. So it looks like the difference here is a TR dungeon, which is a pretty significant difference. GT routing could make up a little bit of time, but SweetDancing is going to have to do something incorrect. Lose the lead here.
Yeah, it's gonna take something significant. But this is Mentor Tournament, so infinite death on Ganon definitely more possible than normal.
Falling on Ganon is possible no matter who you are.
That's very true. I fell for the first time in months, like last week.
We definitely did not experience that during League last year, like two or three times.
Well, I think it happened to you in one game and then Sawyer in the other one.
Yep.
Chomps be chomping.
Bagel abstaining from the falling on Ganon conversation. Listen, it happens. Sometimes you use the wrong MSU, you're not used to it, you walk off the bridge after you kill Ganon, it happens.
Oh, I never do that. I labbed out because Meowski lost a world record defeat Ganon RTA from that. So we spent like a couple hours labbing out what the top safe pixel that you can be on is. So I usually just stand there.
Dancing, getting the 7th crystal here.
Also, did you know if you're a hovering god, you can hover through that entire cutscene until the bridge opens under you, and then you can stop and land on the bridge. If you're into things like swag.
I mean, I'm sure I can do that. There's a button on my emulator that turns the turbo on.
Turns turbo on, yeah. I don't remember where I learned it, but I'm pretty sure it was from watching a test.
Probably, because if you're doing a task run, you may as well swag everything, right?
Yeah, that's like part of making a test, that you have to make it entertaining.
Flash getting towards the back of TR here. SweetDancing climbing towards GT, and I guess it's time for everybody's favorite game. You want to explain what that is, Sean?
Well, there are 22 different locations in Ganon's Tower where the big key could be, so get your numbers in chat where you think that this big key is going to end up. The torch does count even if we don't collect it. And if you guess right, you win.
Infinite free internet points. I'm not sure what they're useful for, but
Oh, did we stop giving lifetime supplies of rando seeds?
we actually ran out of lifetime supplies of rando seeds.
Understandable, but unfortunate. Might need to talk to our Patreon subscribers about that. We don't have a Patreon, just memeing. Alright, so that's 2 checks and SweetDancing going to the right side because he found the small key. This is the normal GT route that I do if I feel neutral or ahead. And like honestly, whichever way that you think GT should be routed is fine. Like you're gonna have it work out sometimes, and you're gonna not have it work out sometimes.
Unless you're doing tile room first, stop that.
Well, unless you spike the big key and you farm a qualifier by like 2 minutes.
SweetDancing giving up on dashing it down the escalator here on the right side. Just decides to walk it.
Yeah, I mean, that pixel is low-key hard to hit if you don't know how to thumbnail flick your D-pad.
Flash on the way into desert here. We'll have 7 crystal shortly. Stalfos lining up nicely for dancing, so I can just kill them all with a couple sword slashes.
And that was what, 11 checks? I haven't been doing a good job of counting.
6, so yeah, that's 11.
So, public service announcement about this switch, though. You should always do the map room before hitting that switch. Because if your big key is there, then you can just mirror, and then you don't have to go through the switch lag. Plus, you have to walk right past it to get to the next room anyway. So, just a little bit of hope routing. There's literally no punishment for not doing it right away.
Check number 13, also not the big key. So unfortunately, nobody in chat getting free internet points today.
I thought I saw a 19 somewhere. Maybe that was the last stream. Yeah.
I'm going to assume that mirror was an accident, because we're now going back in down left side again.
Oh, the tactical mirror. No, dude. You hate to see it. Yeah, that's definitely just one of those things that, you know, you like your quick swap, but you gotta take that with it.
All right, Flash getting crystal number 7 shortly on their way to GT as well.
All right, Flash, just bike the big key out of tile room, and then you're ahead.
I'd say the part where dancing mirrored out is probably about the second worst place you can mirror out a GT.
The worst being I get to.
Yeah. Oh no, misses the bonk, has to eat the 10 seconds of going through the tile warps too.
I think it's only 5. I think it's 2.5 for each. They are somewhat faster on, but still feels bad.
There's the big key on Bob's chest. Says number 18 there.
So the correct route in this seed was the full right, which is an option, but I don't really know anybody that would take that option.
Most people do some combination of left and a right or right and the left. I don't know anybody that does full right. Nice mimics too there.
Just gotta work on that mimics one. I see so many people grabbing the wall, and you don't have to. Yes, I'm looking straight at you, Jeff.
I don't.
Oh, you don't? Okay.
No.
Cool.
I had Coin teach me the double sword swipe walk. I do strats until I'm tired of doing them the wrong way, and then I make somebody teach me. If somebody does full right, it's a Hail Mary. Pretty much, yeah.
The thing is, I don't think anybody's out there teaching it. People just see it and they copy it. But yeah, that's like legit. That's like 3 seconds slower than the slow strat for that room. Which is the one I do, and probably the one that Coin taught you. Alright, let's see how our bow landmo is. Yeah, that would have been a hard shot to make.
Unfortunate thing about that bow is if you miss that shot, you can't shoot again until the arrow's done.
Yeah, you'd think we'd have fixed that by now, but fortunately.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the grab the wall strat in the mimic room, and I did it for a long time. I'm also not a big fan of the second mimic room where people try to use the block and move up and down instead of shooting down and then up into the mimics.
Yeah, that doesn't actually waste too much time, though. Like, you're right that the NMG strat is faster, but it's not, like, 3 seconds faster.
Looks like Flash opting for full right here, so we'll save a little bit of time, or full left.
He went full left.
Yeah. We'll save a little bit of time here, but not a whole lot.
Oh, Flash took the portal, too.
Unfortunate.
Yeah, I hate to see it.
Flash spat's a bit big key, so it looks like we're pretty much a GT climb behind here.
Yeah, so that means that tactical mirror costs, what, 3.5 minutes?
Yeah. Not a mirror that you'd want to do for sure. And as mentioned in chat, they're probably super tilted off of that. So
Oh, yeah, for sure. I've definitely been there before.
Agatitude deciding throw some blue balls in the mix here. You like the question mark on the Psyduck sprite when the crystal falls? Yeah.
Yeah, some of these sprites are just so well, but like there's just tiny little like nuances about the sprites that you may not even see on the first, 5th, or like 20th time that you see it.
Dancing, doing the good thing, and remembering that they have to do Castle Tower still.
Yep. Sweet Dancing will not be called a dingus today.
What's even better is when you watch somebody who's known for not reading the Ganon chat boxes. They don't realize till the 4th phase that they can't kill Ganon. Climb is going pretty well for Flash.
I actually don't remember what Ganon says if you take to phase 4. Is it like you have wax in your ears or something?
Yeah, you have wax in your ears. I cannot die. Shout outs to Coin for giving us all a good laugh on that one, because we were definitely in a Discord call. Just a standard Aga 1 climb. Almost torches 2 for Flash here. Buttersword makes this Aga 1 climb super easy.
Yeah, even Tempered makes it pretty superficial. It's fairly easy on the intended Master Sword, but yeah, Tempered just like basically 2-shots everything, and Butter 1-shots everything.
And no need to check any of these chests at the top of GT. We have everything we could ever want. Buttersword, Silver's, Red Veil.
No, dude. Sweet Dancing tried to hook dash and didn't hit it.
Got a really short one there. Let's go. I've seen some people make it pretty close to the top of that torch with the quick dash there.
Yeah, I've seen someone make it to like the top corner of the platform there.
Heck, a one being generous here.
Yeah, have we gotten any blue balls?
No, no blue balls in the first cycle.
Well, now we'll get 3 in the second one. That's how this works. Or just 0. Sure.
0, yeah. Ooh, Flash getting robbed out of the triple because Aga ran into the wall there from the second order. Aga 2 down for Flash. Sweet Dancing into the Ganon fight here.
Doing some nice safe gold sword strats. See, I like practicing tempered strats when I have gold sword on Ganon.
Absolutely.
There's no, like, there's literally, like, no punishment if you mess up, because you only need to land half the hits.
My current goal for the Ganon fight is to learn the Red Cane strat for the Master Sword. That's what I'm trying to work on. It's not very easy, though.
Yeah, I guess with Fast Round that makes more sense.
Just taking it easy, chilling, letting Ganon come to him.
Setting up the triple. Ooh,
Almost gets
didn't
it.
quite get it there, but that is an exploding pig. Get your GGs in chat. As Sweet Dancing is going to cross the finish line first.
156.08. 09. GG's to Sweet Dancing. Flash not too far behind, just a couple of minutes. A little bit of an Aga Tower climb, and then again in fight left.
Alright, we have our friendly neighborhood restreamer reaching out for some interviews while Flash finishes up Aga 2 or Aga 1. Doing the first Aga second.
These are both going to be really good times for an all dungeon seed for newer runners, so
Yeah, for sure. Like anything sub 2 in AD, especially with like the layout of this seed, like that you had to full clear the whole thing. We are joined by Sweet Dancing, GG.
Hello, thank you.
any thoughts on the seed in general?
I like the seed, to be honest. The boots was a little bit late, so slow all the time. But was pretty nervous all the time.
How did you feel when you took that accidental mirror out of GT there?
I hate myself. So
Well, if it's any consolation, every single runner of A Link to the Past randomizer has done that at one point, so you just got yours out of the way.
I was thinking, yeah, mirror, and don't think about the key. The key, I didn't get it.
Fortunately, it's definitely not the worst place you can mirror out, so it didn't end up being too bad. You got
Yeah.
a pretty decent lead going, so come back to bite you. Any part of the scene in particular that you feel like you should have done something different, or are you pretty happy with your routing overall?
Well, I'm pretty happy so far. I almost forgot that I was on a mountain and get the lamp out of logic. And thought about to get back to the mountain to get Dark Death Mountain, but that was not in logic.
Yeah, that was something that we talked about because you already had the Moon Pearl. You had Dark World access at that point, and you went out of logic for the mount.
Yeah.
And then yeah, that's when you find a lamp up there. You're like, oh no, my flute was my access.
Exactly. At this point, I thought the flute must be on Smith Chain or Skullwoods. So I was going for the Smith Chain.
Yeah, and this seed was just a full clear because I don't know if anybody gets to skip anything here because like everything was just so like spread out, and that kind of played to your what looks like your routing style as well. As we have an exploding pig, get your GGs in chat for Flash. It's just gonna finish a little over 2 hours.
Still a very respectable time for an AD seed.
Yeah, absolutely. We will see about an interview there. Flash will not be joining. Okay. But yeah, any final thoughts on things? Was this game 1?
This was game 2.
This was game 2?
I lost the last race because of again fall.
Ah.
Yeah. Now we are going for game 3. I think tomorrow or Monday.
Yeah, well, good luck with that. Jeff, you got any parting thoughts?
It was a great race. I look forward to watching the next one, because I'll definitely be tuning in after watching this one. Good luck on your next race. Thanks everybody who watched. Appreciate all you being here. Thanks for the restream. Yeah,
thanks Bitey for restreaming. Thank you, Jeff, for joining me in the booth here. And yeah, Bitey can take it away.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Again, awesome race. Very close to 0017 and 156.08 GGs to Sweet. That will tie up the brackets, and we'll go on to game 3. And thank you so much again to our tracker today, Amphalis, very last minute with about 3 minutes to go, jumping in, taking up that part of it. And again, huge thank you to Sean and Jeff for doing the comms today. And thanks again to our runners. Coming up next on Restreams, we do have a match tomorrow. It's a, believe it or not, I know you're going to be shocked when you hear this, we are going to be restreaming a Cross Keys match tomorrow. That is right, Cross Keys here on ARS. It's Gamachu and Faker Jr. And we have comms. I think Katos and Leaf are going to be doing comms. That'll be at 1 p.m. Central, 2 p.m. Eastern tomorrow. So stay tuned for that. Yeah, so that's going to be all for today. And thank you so much. We will see you all next time.